Wow. Hey, good morning and good evening, boys and girls. yes, I know. Um, so yesterday, for those who don't know, yesterday at the end of the broadcast, I said that today we would. Did I say bloodstained ritual of the night? I think that's what I claimed that we were going to do today. Unfortunately, due to a little bit of a scheduling snafu, obviously this does not look like Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, which apparently a lot more of you have heard about than I imagined. No, indeed, this is Minecraft. And the point I'm laboriously trying to get to, if you lot will stop interrupting so that I don't have to read what you're talking about, is that we are not doing that because somebody had scheduled time to chat with me today and then failed to actually tell me about it. It is somebody that is currently watching this broadcast, so shame on you. yes, well, such is life, isn't it? Yeah. I mean that is what usually what life ends up being, isn't it? So yeah, for today, oh wow, look at that! Did you guys see that? That's ray tracing. Remember we talked about ray tracing. That's ray tracing not having enough information to trace properly. It's very interesting. Yes, I appreciate that my definition of interesting is different from yours. That doesn't make it any less interesting, I should note. I have no idea how far this needs to go. So what I had decided from last time was that we were going to just straight build up into the... Oh, I think that's it, yes. Ooh, okay. So, So that's not a lot of room for a lot of vertical height that we need to do. So we're going to build a quaint little spiral staircase here, I guess. Yeah, it's going to be 3x3. I'm thinking 3x3. So, and then since that's where it is, let's do this. We're gonna do a 3x3 staircase here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, what happened? Oh, that scared me. Oh, because it didn't load the textures in time. Yeah, that's okay. That happens all the time. 3x. Oh, and what is this? Oh, quaint. Okay. But we don't really care about that right now. Well, so Minecraft has caves, right? So that's just one of those caves. But what we will do is make sure the floor is all nice. How did you know? Oh, did I talk about this before? Yeah, I'm gonna do basically that. Yeah, so someone on the Discord guessed that I'm going to have a water feature that'll come down in the center of this. A water feature, yes. Actually, you know what? It might be nicer if I put it here and do it in a 4x4 array. I mean, nicest would be like 5x5, so I could have could we do 6x6, and then we would have the center 4 pieces like that. I think that's probably doable. So then we'll do one more on this side. That had already become a... Oh, these people are screaming outside. 6 by 6 like this. Right, like, so this becomes a big spiral staircase that goes downwards. Ooh, yes, yes, and then it'll go through the, yeah, it'll go through the cobblestone. Yes, yes, that'll be excellent. But, like, it'll still be spacious enough and bright enough because we have, obviously, we have all of the, what am I trying to say? What am I trying to say? I have no idea. Something or other. It'll be bright and spacious because we have all of the room available to us. Excellent. So I think it'll... Is this where it ends? Wait, what? Okay. So first, let's get rid of this. Let's make this wall first, so that I know where it's supposed to end. And yes, we have to replace basically the entire thing with cobblestone until we get to the bedrock. I think we can leave the bedrock as is. Oh, in this case, I don't think we can, but that's fine. So we'll have cobblestone there. That's 3, 3, 6, excellent. I'm gonna replace these guys as well. Excellent. Right, so essentially this is the foundation of this gallery. I'm not going to do it in David Attenborough's voice now. Can you imagine? No, because I certainly cannot. No, I can't even do a proper British accent. How can I do Attenborough's accent? No, don't. No, okay. Yes, I did work in London, and yes, I did learn some, but really all I learned was, bruv. That's literally the only... The person who taught it to me is cracking up in Discord right now. Yeah, the only word I really learned in London was the word bruv, and there are very specific reasons for that. So I keep getting disoriented because obviously, like, the hall that we were in faces that way, right? And so we have to do this. Oops. Not tonight, bruv. That's the point exactly. Wait a second. So this is okay. Yeah, that's okay. This needs to come down to here, right? Yeah, which means that this needs to go away. Which is fine, actually. We'll just fill that in with that, and fill this in with this. Yep, excellent. Fill the base in with quartz. So essentially what this is that we've converted what was once a secret entrance into a secret spiral staircase. We've dramatically expanded it so that it looks nice and modernist, and we're going to use that staircase. Well, I mean, yeah, obviously we're going to use that staircase, but ooh, something smells like petrol. Someone outside probably has a gas leak. Sure, we can talk about electric cars. What is the topic at hand? Please don't make it Tesla. Ooh, that's a good question. The new Taycan, was it? Yeah, the Porsche. Honestly, and here I will admit to a little bit of fanboyism, because that's like, because I grew up near Stuttgart a little bit. Oh, well, for a few years, so it was my formative years. Or so for those who don't know, Stuttgart is the home of Mercedes-Benz, and so obviously, like, yeah, that's where my loyalties lie. I think so. Yes, Stuttgart is also Porsche's. Yeah, but Porsche as a company is more of a Niedersachsen company, right? Because it's all VW owned, even though it's technically owned by you know, Ferdinand. I say Ferdinand because they're all called Ferdinand after Ferdinand Porsche, who coincidentally designed the VW Beetle as the Nazi people's car. Well, I mean, coincidentally, obviously, Hitler asked him to do it. So yeah. Not a single word of that was a joke. Ferdinand Porsche designed the VW or the Beetle as the people's car, and that's why Volkswagen is called Volkswagen, because it is literally the people's car, right? So I wish I were joking about this, but I genuinely am not, right? Like, that is really what launched VW. So interestingly enough, after World War II, when oh, I forgot about this part. I'll figure it out afterwards. So after World War II, when the Allies were deciding what to do with all of their captured, German technology, the how do you want to say? The Allies offered, I think, one of the British car companies offered them the Beetle, like the plans for the Beetle, because it was still there, it was still around, and if memory serves me correctly, nobody wanted it, right? Which is, I mean, fair enough. They thought, German technology couldn't possibly be very interesting, so nobody wanted it, and so VW kept it. And because they weren't really allowed to make fighter planes, or no, in case of VW, they weren't allowed to make tanks, they just ended up making cars, and that's literally how VW started. Kid you not. Also, let's walk down this, see what it's like. I like it. and as you, it's like you're descending into. See, if they had allowed me to use glass, like even if they had given me like half slabs of glass, I would have made that in glass. But it not existing, like stairs, you can't make like stairs in full blocks, right? Like if they could have just given me a slab of glass, I would have absolutely used it. But no. So also, I started here and ended up there. Do we want to end up here? Because we could theoretically start it like over here and end up further 90 degrees, right? Let's just go back and look at where it is. So a further 90 degrees would end us there. But this is nice because this means that we can just get directly into this staircase. So maybe we'll just leave it as this. Well, there's nothing wrong with that, right? Okay, well, yeah. So. Oh, don't get me wrong. Like, certainly, like Porsche wasn't obviously the only one that were building tanks for Germany in World War II. All of them were. Fairly sure Maybach, which is now a luxury car brand under the Mercedes aegis of Mercedes-Benz, that was definitely that was an engine maker, if I remember correctly. I wouldn't be able to tell you. I think the engines went into tanks. That's all I got. What do you mean, shame on me? What, just because I don't remember exactly what engine goes on which tank, that means I can't be an accurate judge of history? You know what? Actually, just while we're here, I do want to talk about that, because I find it incredibly galling. I find it incredibly, like, the nerve of people who, oh, I should have deleted that. One quick moment. The nerve of people, like, who think history is about remembering statistics and remembering model numbers. That is so not what history is about. Like, that is the least history is about. Like I can't even I can't even overemphasize how much I dislike people who think that history is about learning some key metrics from some ridiculous, like from some ridiculous, oh, I don't want that one. No. Some key metric from some sort of like ridiculous era and claiming that you are now all over history. History has nothing to do with remembering how many units of a tank were produced. That is not what history is about. Like, oh, like yeah, I'm glad you brought up that saying, because that's exactly my point. Like, those who don't remember history are bound to repeat it. Yes, exactly. And so are you are you saying that if we don't remember the correct model numbers and engines that go into a tank, that we will make the mistake of building the Tiger 1? Like that has zero to do with why World War II was lost, right? Like if you're going to remember anything about World War II and want to show off your knowledge of it, like, you're much better off. One quick moment. That's 3 paints. That's 3 paints. Yeah, okay, we'll do it like that. I was saying, if you're going to remember anything from World War II, remember that it was a resource war. And that the key about World War II was that... Okay, now we're going to get into contentious territory, because I do want to make this claim. And the claim is that World War II was not really winnable for the Axis. Absolutely. Absolutely, I do not think so. You could have had local victories, but in terms of global victories, I do not think so, right? What timing are we at? We're at 2000 World War II. Yeah, no, that's fine. In terms of the whole resource war, it wasn't that it was the Allies to lose, because there was no way they could have lost. And yes, I realize that I've just hurled cards on the table so hard that we're now going to like but the point remains, and I will argue this as much as you want. Actually, I don't particularly care. I will argue this, and it is that I don't like this here. We're gonna move these stairs. We're gonna move these stairs. I'm just going to build 2 quick things to help me orientate myself for when I when I build the fountain that goes in the middle. That's there. Excellent. Three, 4. Excellent. Okay. So I will always maintain that World War II was a resource war, and that it was the Allies' war. Like, the Allies couldn't possibly have lost it. For more reasons than I will probably cover ever in my life. I am absolutely sure of that. And there are reasons for that, right? Like, in terms of total production. Lend-Lease meant that the Soviets had access to what amounted to be... They could fund so much. By the end of the war, the limit wasn't German resistance. I'll put it that way. The limit wasn't German resistance. German resistance was great in terms of combat readiness, in terms of just the ability to counterattack in the face of overwhelming odds, and that's a whole other topic that we can talk about in the future. But the point I'm laboriously trying to get to, and I use that phrase a lot, don't I? But it remains. So the point that I'm trying to get to is that Germany really that by the end of the war, the limiting factor was not German resistance. Rather, it was the lack of desire to pursue victory at the cost of unreasonable amounts of casualties, especially in the Soviet side. Right? Like, there was basically nothing left on the Western Front. So it was still like the majority of the resistance remained on the Eastern Front, and there's And even at that stage, okay, I hope this works. Even at that stage, at the end of the war, it was very much. Oh, nice. See, beautiful. Look at that. Nice. We're gonna put up some of these bad boys. So they're gonna start crawling. Let's say here. Presumably they'll start crawling downwards, right? So we're just gonna. No, nothing of the sort is happening. It's just kids playing outside my window. Right. Yeah, so resource war. I very much believe that by the end, the speed wasn't dictated by the lack of ability of the Soviets, of the Soviet high command. It was much more a issue with not wanting to sacrifice as many soldiers. And I mean, credit where credit's due. I think that's fair, right? Why am I not allowed to place anything there? Oh, I see. So these things don't go well on corners. Got it. Because it assumes that each one of them is a block, and therefore it takes up a whole block's worth of space. Yes. There we go. And we're going to. Am I in the water? I think I'm in the water. That's okay. I'm gonna fill that up. We're not gonna have any of these on the corners, because that's just annoying. Oh, that's even more annoying. Am I in the water again? Am I? I think I'm just outside of the water. Sorry. Yes. Resource war. 1 second. Well, I mean, you already know what I'm going to say. We've had this conversation, at least with, I think, with you before. That essentially at the end, it just wasn't reasonable. Like, you could, there was not enough industry. There just wasn't. I don't think. I mean, sure, you can start quoting stuff at me. But like, still, like, I don't care. Remember, this is because this is the same kind of reasoning that that Adolf used. Like, these numbers are justifying that, we could have done this or we could have done that, etc. But no, like, that's foolish. That's foolish behavior, because it's just not true. By the end of the war, German industry was so destroyed that there was just no way. Sure, you're free to give me after this counter examples, but for tonight, at least on stream, we're going to just end it there. Okay. Okay. Excellent. Oh wait, 1 second. There we go. Here we go. Yeah. Like, I no, genuinely, I don't mind talking about this, but not on stream anymore. Just because and that's again, that's why I don't like talking about World War II history, because it's been like 80 years, guys. It's time to let go. None of you were alive during it. But World War II has captured human imagination in such a way that it makes it almost impossible, right, for us to ignore it. So yeah, we can talk about it. Also, coincidentally, look at this. Isn't this beautiful? Yeah, you better. That's right. It is beautiful. How is it anchored to the ceiling? It's not. It's floating there by magic, and that's all we're gonna talk about. Yes, it's magic. And then down here, right? That's moody. It's lovely. I mean, the vines might be a little too much. We need to artfully oh. No, that's fine. We need to artfully trim some from the walls. Otherwise, there's too many of them. Let's trim this one. And then that one. That one. Yeah, because actually, interestingly enough, you don't want things to look too even. Things that look too even start to look a little bit fake. And it's actually really interesting if you think about it. Like, our minds seem to be incapable of accepting things that appear to be in some ways perfect. And that's very interesting, right? Like, let me add this in just real quick. 3157 perfection and minds. Yeah, like our minds seem incapable of accepting sort of perfection because it feels fake. And that's particularly interesting because a lot of the time that is true, right? If something is too good to be true, we've all heard of this adage. If it's too good to be true, it probably is too good to be true. And it often it often is too good to be true for too good to be true reasons. But that doesn't stop us from sort of like having that impression, even though we probably could do with less of that impression, right? I don't need that. That's cute. Thank you very, very much. One of our viewers just said that my bedtime stories are too good to be true, and that is very cute. I'm very glad that you're enjoying them. So thank you. we could. Have we thought about what we want to hear next? Because I know so far I've read Lovecraft and Kafka, so like there's a broad range of things that we could really be entertaining. Yeah. Yeah, so why don't you guys get together as the have you I remember us talking about forming a corporation. Have you guys formed a corporation? Yes, okay. So why don't you guys get together as a corporation and actually discuss what you want to talk about? Or what you guys want me to read? Because, you know, without it, it's hard for me to just come up with something. Well, because there's just so much in the world that we can read, so it just makes sense for you I guess the corporation to come up with something, and then that'll just make it easier for me to then work the time into it. Does that make sense? Yeah, exactly. Just and then our administrator will probably help me schedule a time for it. Well, in this particular case, at least for reading bedtime stories, it would be interesting to read it at a time where most people are close to their bedtime, right? And I just wanted to point out something very interesting. See how those clouds go dark in the water. I wonder if they go dark in glass as well. See, clouds don't go dark in glass, but they go dark in water. And that just reminds me of this very interesting fundamental property of light in quantum mechanics, which is that you can polarize light, and that at orthogonal polarizations you can completely cut off light. But if you polarize it at 45 degrees, you're letting through light that is going both in zero. Okay, so think about it this way. Light can go either horizontally or vertically, just for simplicity's sake, right? It can go horizontally or vertically. Horizontally is 0 degrees, vertically is 90 degrees. And so if you have a polarizing filter that is set at 0 degrees, you will only let through horizontal light ever. And so if you then take another filter that is 90 degrees and you put it on top of that, then no light will ever come through, right? That's interesting enough. But if you now rotate your second filter 45 degrees, you will find that both horizontal, so the filter itself is set to 45 degrees, but the light that comes through is still only 0 and 90 degree light, even though the filter itself is 45 degrees. And here is the most interesting part. If you place a third filter after the 45 degree filter, so the light hits a 90 degree filter first, and then a 45 degree filter, and then a 0 degree filter. If you guys remember from our talk at the very beginning, light when it hits 90 first and then 0 first and then 0 second, you should see no light at all. But if you I should add this in. But if you now have a 45 degree filter, then suddenly the light reappears after your 0 degree filter for reasons of the light suddenly having both polarities again. It's fascinating, and it talks. It's like this interesting quirk of just how waves work. That no, they're not like no. So when I say waves, I don't mean like sound waves anymore. Yes, we when we try to teach this kind of stuff in at the high school level and early university level, at the undergraduate level, we will still talk about the analog with sound waves, water waves, etc. But I mean, and this is technically beyond me, so like if you guys who want to understand more, I can certainly give you the resources. It's just, yeah, it's fascinating that that's the way it turned out. No, it's not conjuring light out of nowhere. No, not at all. What it is technically doing is it's changed the light. No. Don't listen to that. It hasn't changed the light. It has how How do I even explain this? Oh, excellent. Right place for it. It has, like, the light has lost its... Oh, that's not so excellent. Well, we'll just do this. The light itself has, as it goes through the 45-degree filter, it has regained its polarity in both directions. That's how you should understand it, I think. Obviously, if there's someone who knows better, please absolutely correct me. If, like, that is how I understood it. But if someone knows better and wants to correct me and wants to teach me, I'd love that. Yeah, I'm not like you lot. I welcome being taught. Shots fired, indeed. Well, I mean, why don't you prove me different? Why don't you guys get take my First of all, why don't you lot take my recommendations with grace in the future? That could be the very first thing you do, and it would certainly help me. It would also help yourself because, you know, you paid for my opinion. For those who don't understand, I am talking about so I get I get contracts from this lot, from some of this lot, about, you know, like, it's kind of like management consulting. I call it management consulting, but really it's just me complaining that their managers are crap. Well, those of you who know me well enough know that I will always complain about modern managers being unable to manage, because they're not, like, that's not what managers are supposed to do, right? Actually, yeah, let's talk about that real quick. What time is it? It's 42:28 on modern managers and their need to shield their workers from bureaucracy. There we go. And I guess I've already laid out my thesis statement, and that's that modern managers, they're not there to they're not there to toe the company line and make sure that their boss's idea gets implemented. They're there to tell their overambitious bosses that their ideas are full of shit and that they don't have the resources to do so. Right? Because that is the inherent issue in modern, especially in software companies, where demand by the upper echelon for high turnover, high throughput. It's not really throughput. Well, obviously, I'm not going to use the terminology for reasons that I will not go into. Yes, exactly. I'll just hide behind the NDA and say I'm not allowed. That's again besides the point. The point is, modern managers, what they should be doing is they should be realistic about what their team is capable of, and then communicating that with the upper tier project management to make sure that their team is assigned just enough work to be challenging, but not too much to be damaging, right? like in essence, a modern manager is supposed to protect his or her worker from the bureaucracy of like over eager C-suite or like VP level annoyances. And most of them don't do that. And so that's why you have burnout, and that's why you have employees that really want to leave, because their managers are not managing. The managers are managing their own political growth and not managing their own workers, right? Like a good manager sits between his or her worker and upper echelon to make sure that the job gets done, and that they have the resources to get the job done. But most managers will more likely to overpromise and will thus more likely to underdeliver. And so when the time comes to deliver, everything gets rushed, and that's when morale completely gets destroyed, because that's literally the best way to destroy morale, is to hold excessive meetings to make sure that unreasonable deadlines get met by a workforce that is overstretched. Those are the keys to bringing down a successful company, right? Like we all know this. And yet I see it over and over and over again, and yet you lot keep it like there's literally nothing novel about what I'm saying. That's a good point. So one of our boys made the point that it's very difficult to hire managers who know that, and that's an excellent point. Well, perhaps that's because you didn't hire the right person to do the hiring, right? And that's much more of an interesting point than I would like to admit. No, that's not gonna look right. Okay, not gonna stop. Where was it? Walls, excellent. Here we go. Just replying to the text. Yeah, we're all good. I am going to. Oh, I guess I can finish the hour. Since we're already so far into it, yeah, we might as well finish the hour. We did get a lot done. Well, yeah, it's true. It's true. The comment was that even the person who wanted to monopolize my time is not responsive, so we might as well do the hour. How dare she? Well, I mean, it's part of the club, right? So, well, in this instance, yes. So technically, everyone could. Please don't, though, because it's really annoying when a lot of you do it at once. Benefits. There are no benefits. But I guess one of the benefits would be like, oh, you can hear me talk. I'm not sure that's a real benefit per se, though. Well, I don't know. Some people claim that I have a decentish voice, so you know, there must be at least a few people out there who enjoy hearing me talk. And to be fair, how many of you are watching the stream? Let me check. 148. So we're really only 2 people short, or 3 people. So, I mean, I don't know. Do you guys not like listening to me talk, and yet you're still here so eagerly every time? Am I being mean? A little bit, maybe. But I jest. Thank you very much for always supporting the channel and supporting the server and supporting the channel and all of that. Yeah, it does mean a lot. Absolutely, absolutely. No, it genuinely does. I am very happy that you guys would like to join me every day. It's very nice. Coincidentally, I find this very nice, right? Like these types of anchors into the ground. I think they give this part a very nicely structured look. We could. So instead of string, like we have here, we could give it slightly. We could do something like this, I think. Yep, like this. And then what's our timing at? 51 minutes. Okay. Like that. And then we'll do this. Yeah, that looks kind of nice, right? And then we'll add this in. I like it. I like it. Should we? You mean here? Let's take a look. No, I think that's too much. Right? Yeah, that's a little bit too much. We don't need that much. We'll just do this. Yeah, because this actually looks now makes the building look a little bit nicer. I was actually thinking the very like adding another outcrop on this end, maybe even taller than that one, right? Like something like let's see. And then regular stone. And let's see, I want it to be, so starting here we do, let's start here. 1, 2, oops, 3, 4, 5. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. And oops, and then we'll just keep going downwards. Okay, and that's actually very nice. That's actually very nice. I'll talk in a few moments what I'm planning. Yes, I realize I dropped the other topics. That's fine. We'll talk about it a different day. No, it's not. It's not that I don't want to talk about it. It's that I want to I want to implement this idea before I forget it. This. like that. We're gonna make it 3 layers deep just in case anyone tries to peek down there. Stone bricks like that. Three, 1, 2. Aren't you glad that I've taught you how to count? You're welcome. Wait, what? What am I? Oh. Yes, I thought I couldn't get back out. Six. Nice, right? Yeah. So, and then we'll do the same thing here. Probably down to about there. That looks about right. Oops. Let's double check. 2, 3, 4. Let's do one more. Oh yeah. This should be like going into the ground anyway. So we'll do it like that. Oops. Like that. Actually, maybe one more, 2, 3 more, like that. Yeah, just in case any nuclear inspectors come and try to tell us that it's not up to code. You know how it is. Yeah, see, right? No, okay. Well, screw you guys. Let's see, we'll put one there. There. And then we'll put some grass on. Up there. Grass there. Grass there. Excellent. Okay. So that is those are the supports, yes. And we'll have to build more supports here. But before we do that, I'm going to just draw this. Oh, actually not at the very top. One down from from here is fine. I don't like the Bedrock edition for that reason, yes, because it blocks, like the blocks tend to come out in, like they see that, like when I place them, the cursor moves in such a way that it's very easy for me to misplace the blocks. So that makes like long batches of block placing very difficult. I know, first world problems, right? Yes, absolutely. So that's a nice block. Yes, good. We're going to have this extend down like well to ground level. That ground level like that, and then once again, yeah, we're going to build their anchors into the ground. Yes. What do you mean? This is a construction project. We need to make sure that the building's anchored properly. We have to do our job. Yeah. Like, what if the building you lived in? I've been to your home. What if that piece of crap was I'm sorry. It really is a very beautiful home, so don't worry about it. Oh, did I hurt its feelings? I'm sorry, home. Okay. I'll apologize next time I go over. Which will probably at this rate be never. Right, so that's anchored into the ground nicely, like that. Fill in this area. Just gonna delete these two. Oops. To get it back so I know where it is. 2, 3. That's 4, I know. 8, 9. I mean, for this, we don't have to go quite that deep. Just like there. It's fine. And for this, we just have to go like 3 blocks deep so that nobody can see it. Like that. It's true, but what if the nuclear inspectors come? Well, we'll feed them some nice nice alcohol, and then they'll just they'll leave. Oops. There we go. Excellent. Right, so these things are now anchored nicely into the ground, and we are going to build a see, again, over there, that issue. We are, oh, something smells really nice. Someone is having like steamed buns, and now I want some. I'm sad, I want steamed buns. Oh, we're overtime already. Yes, let's end it here for tonight. Let me finish this tower to the next level, and then we'll end it. Yes. Yes. I want steam buns. It's delicious depending on a filling. Now, some filling is great, some filling is horrendous. It is very shop dependent as well. Like if I were in a position to make my own filling, I would probably do that. Yeah, because well, I mean, I can, I just don't have the time to. Oh, that's a good question. Will we turn this into a tower that people can actually climb up on? Probably, yeah. I could see that working out really well. Yeah. But I don't know what kind of tower yet. But we'll get there, presumably. You know what? That's a good question. I don't think there's an entrance. Oh no. Well, we'll have to put the entrance on. Excuse me, by the way. We'll have to put the entrance like here or something, and then that'll get added into this part. Yeah. But what do we think? That looks pretty good, doesn't it? From the distance. Well, I mean, you would never guess that there's an entire lava screen down here and like this secret society. Like, look at that. That is moody as hell. I love it. And this, right? Love it. And then this pillar of water. Isn't that beautiful? You can pretend it's not water. Pretend it's crystal. It's just one gigantic crystal pillar that comes up. like that. Yeah, it's excellent. Okay, well, that's it for today then. A short stream, a stream that was supposed to be half an hour, turned into a stream that is actually overtime. We can blame the person who wanted to come first but ended up not having the time, I guess. Well, blame is a strong word. I think it's perfectly reasonable that sometimes we just, we have a plan and then we couldn't end up sticking to it. That's fair. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, with that having said, with that being said, thank you very much for watching, boys and girls. And yeah, we're good. Tomorrow we'll do. Actually, it depends. Well, I guess I'll talk to our sponsor. But we can either do the rails again and talk about drinks, or we can fly. We need to do both anyway. But that'll be up to our sponsor, I suppose. Cool. Excellent. Any last minute questions? No. Okay. Well, I'm going to add in one more time point. It was about 55 minutes where I started building the new art gallery tower. Yes. And I wanted to do the playlist as well. Yes. Musings, human condition, tech, economics, architecture. Done. Okay. Well, yeah, lovely. In conclusion then, since you guys have no more questions, please download Firefox, please download Chrome, and I shall see you guys tomorrow. Good.